What fantastic weather we're having right now. It's mid 70s and nice light breeze coming across the lake, and the sun is out and the sky is blue with hardly a wisp of a white cloud. It's just gorgeous. And we had a call from just a few, well, even an hour away, down in the Greenville area, where they say it's sweltering hot and humid, and here it's very dry and very pleasant. So we're very thankful for our place here in the mountains. Prayers. You know, it's so easy to get into a pattern of praying shallow. What do I mean by that? Well, pray for all of the sick, pray for all of the missionaries, pray for guidance, whatever, just general, generic prayers. But the psalmist, he prayed specifically. And there's one prayer that I think all of us can use. And I said all of us because I'm just as guilty as the next person. Psalm 141, verse 3. Set guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. What an incredible prayer. Set a guard over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. It's not saying keep me silent. Sometimes I pray that for our president, that he would not give the press so much ammunition to fire away at him. But just to think about what the psalmist was saying, he wasn't saying, don't let me speak any words. There's so many good things we can do with the lips, so many good things that we can say. We can comfort in the way that we are comforted. We can encourage as we would like to be encouraged. We can praise. We can give thanks. There's so many incredible passages of scripture about the good things that we can do with the tongue. You might be interested. There's malice, that is a desire to harm somebody. There's slander, which is a falsehood. And sometimes they're half-truths. There's gossip, which is putting and passing on rumors. And so there's if you were to go to the King James Bible, there's backbiting, lying, blasphemies, tattlers. All of those kind of words are used in addition that are bad things. And when we slander with malice, or when we gossip with malice, we're tearing down the saints. We're burying our wounded. And yet we need to be sure that we use the mouth and the tongue in such a way that it edifies, builds up, encourages, comforts, guides, spreads wisdom. Negative part of, well, falsehoods, lies, wickedness, backbiting, saying anything that's not edifying, even when it doesn't need to be said. But there's so many positive things that we can do with the mouth and with the tongue. We can flatter, we can edify, we can give wisdom, we can speak justice, we can speak righteousness. We can share our faith with others. Now, if you want one that can go either negative or positive based on the person, we can sing. Some people can really sing and some people really can't sing. Nevertheless, think of all of the things, positive and negative. Proverbs 31, speaking about the virtuous woman. She uses her mouth for wisdom and teaching, and kindness is on her tongue. Psalm 51:14 talks about the tongue singing joyfully. Romans 14:11 talks about every tongue confessing. There's so many warnings to us too in James. If anyone thinks he's righteous, and yet does not bridle his tongue, deceives his own heart. James 3, verses 5 through 8 says, the tongue is a small part of the body, yet it boasts great things. And it goes on and says, the tongue is a fire, the very world of iniquity. The tongue sets, we just have so many scriptures that warn us about the wrong use of the tongue. As a matter of fact, if you really want to do a word study sometime, do a word study on the word tongue. In the New American Standard, there's 142 references, about the same in the King James. Talks about 3 types of tongues. There's the appendage, the literal tongue. There's spiritual gift of tongues. There's a tongue is used in the way of languages, people of different tongues. And of course, what we say is also the tongue. 142 references, very few of them have to do with the appendage, very few of them have to do with the spiritual gifts, and a few have to do with tongues of other nations. But the majority talk about how we use the tongue in our speech for good or for evil. So now let's go back to that Psalm 141, verse 3. Let me read it to you in context because it's so rich. I call to you, Lord, come quickly to me. Hear when I call. May my prayer be set before you like incense. May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice. Now watch. Here's the context. Verse 3 goes on and says, set guard over my mouth. Now remember, not telling us to keep silent, but to be using my mouth and my tongue carefully. Keep watch over my lips, the door of my lips. Do not let my heart be drawn to what is evil, so that I take part in wicked deeds among those who are evildoers, and do not let me eat of their delicacies. And he closes out in verse 8, and he says, my eyes are fixed on you, sovereign Lord, in that I take refuge, and do not give me over to death. Keep me safe from the traps of the evildoer. God, my prayer is that you'd keep guard over my mouth and my lips, that everything that comes out would be edifying, everything that comes out would be glorifying, everything that comes out would be wisdom, justice, and righteousness. And when something other than that is trying to get through my mouth, God, help me to keep it shut. If it doesn't glorify you, and if it's not edifying of others, keep me from saying it. That's my prayer for my own mouth. I hope it's a prayer for yours as well, and it's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.